Ryan and Kurt are playing this master scenario close quarters, with 2 flags in the center of the table and kill box. This is Kurt's army. Army lists for both players are in the video description as noted earlier. And this is how he has deployed. And this is how Ryan deploys. And here's Ryan finishing up his deployment with the Ulans. Kurt goes first with his advanced deployment with his Widowmakers. And then Ryan advanced deploys his Doom Reavers. And then Ryan advance deploys his Widowmakers. Kurt, turn 1. Kurt allocates 1 over to the Spriggan. And then activates his Widowmaker Marksman first and advances. The Widowmakers activate and run into the forest. Eiryss activates and simply advances. The Widowmaker Rifle Corps activate and run. Joe activates, advances, and gives Courage of the Forefathers to the Rifle Corps, giving him fearless and tough. The Spriggan activates and runs. The Nyss Hunters activate, and they run. The Kayazy Assassins activate and run. Butcher activates and walks. So does a War Dog. And so does Aiyana and Holt, and gives them stealth. Ryan, turn 1. Ryan allocates 1 to the Conquest. The Widowmakers activate and run towards this wall. Conquest activates and he runs. Sorscha activates, advances, checks her control area for Shatterstorm, and then she casts Iron Flesh onto herself. The mechanics activate and run behind the Conquest to stay in base to base with it. But not completely. Silas activates, walks around. The Iron Fang Kovnik activates, gives him Shield March to the Black Dragons. The Black Dragons, of course, start shield marching up 8 inches. Doomreavers activate, and they run. Then there's an abomination check made onto the Ulans. And they barely pass with an 8. Kurt, turn 2. Immediately after allocating no focus, the Kayazy assassins activate and run. The ones within 2 inches of the Conquest are made stationary. The Marksman activates, aims, and fires at a Doomreaver, killing him. And Swift Hunters back. The Nyss Hunters activate and advance. The last one that did not move aims, and there's a 3-man CRA into a Widowmaker, killing him. Then a 2-man CRA into another Widowmaker. Hits and kills. Then there's a massive casualties check, and they fail. Then there's another 2-man CRA into a Widowmaker, hits and kills. The last 2-man into the last Widowmaker misses. Cylena attempts to fire at a Doomreaver and is out of range. A Nyss Hunter fires at the same Doomreaver, hits him, and kills him. The last Nyss Hunter attempts to fire and does no damage. Then Valachev does his Zephyr special action, forcing the unit to move another 3 inches. Up to, that is. The Widowmakers activate, 2 of them aim, and the other 2 simply advance. A Widowmaker fires at a Black Dragon, the Underboss not blocking line of sight since he's stealth, and he snipes out at that Black Dragon. Widowmaker fires at an Ulan, and snipes a point of damage onto him. The next one does the same thing, and also snipes on that same model. The last Widowmaker fires at another Black Dragon, drawing line of sight through the Kayazy assassins, hits, and snipes him, taking him out. And he Swift Thunders forward. The Spriggan simply advances up. Eiryss activates and advances, and fires at the Black Dragon unit leader, and misses. The Widowmaker Rifle Corps activate. A Rifle Corps fires at the Iron Fang Kovnik. He hits and kills him with 6 points of damage. Another Rifle Corps fires at another Black Dragon and is not able to damage them. Butcher activates, advances, and puts Iron Flesh onto the Kayazy assassins. The War Dog activates, and simply stays 3 inches from Butcher. Aiyana and Holt activate. Ryan, turn 2. After allocating no focus and upkeeping Iron Flesh for free, the battle mechanics activate and run out of the way. They usually do that. Then Sorscha activates and advances around the conquest. She then checks herself for kill box and is out. Sorscha then casts Freezing Grip onto the Kayazy assassin and is within stealth range and can see him. And she lands the Freezing Grip. The entire Kayazy assassin unit is now frozen. Then she checks her range for a quad iron shot and hits, killing him, the one that she targeted. And then she checks line of sight. Then the Widowmaker Marksman activates and doesn't do anything since he's fleeing. He places a token to remind himself about it. Then he goes ahead and tries to rally him now, and I believe he fails. Ulans activate, and they do a ride-by attack order. So this one walks over to the assassin, does his combat rider attack, automatically hits, and automatically kills the assassin. Then he continues his movement as per the ride-by rules. The next Ulan, performing his same ride-by attack. Moves ever so slightly to the next assassin and does his combat rider attack and kills the next assassin. And then moves over to the next to the first Ulan, so that way they can have defensive life bonus with each other, being armor 19. And then the rest of the Ulans just move around so they can have defensive line. The Doom Reavers activate, and they run. Causing an abomination check on the Nyss Hunters. And they pass. Conquest activates, and he advances. He then changes his facing just to be 100% sure that he can aim and fire at things that he wants to. So he fires the main gun at the Underboss and is within the 5-inch stealth range. And hits. And so they check the blast damage with this nice little tool that I should get my hands on to see who's affected by the 4-inch blast. So the Underboss is instantly killed and fails his tough roll. And then you roll for blast damage, and no one actually dies from the blast damage on it. So then the right linked gun fires at a Nyss Hunter and misses, and so it deviates. And it grabs apparently 3 models. And he's rolling quite badly in power 6 blast damage, killing only 1 model. After all of them being armor 11, so he fires a second shot with the link gun since his main target's still alive, kills a Nyss Hunter, and does no damage to the Widowmaker. Widowmaker surviving blast damage. Apparently that's a thing now. Then he fires a second linked gun, and I believe he misses. Oh no, looks like he killed something. And so the second shot deviates. And kills another assassin. Now the Black Dragons activate and they go into shield wall. And they slightly nudge over the table. And he's making sure that he balances on top of the hill as he wants to get that elevation bonus. And here's the rest of the Black Dragon unit finishing up their shield wall, making a nice big clump. And so there's a 3-man CMA going into the rifle corps that's in front of them. They hit and the rifle corps just explodes. as it is power 16 to his armor of 13. Kurt, turn 3. Butcher allocates 3 focus to the Spriggan. Eiryss activates, nudges over the ruins slightly, and then advances. She's exactly in range of Sorscha and has line of sight. She fires. Needs a 10 to hit. And she hits. Removes Iron Flesh and the focus on her, and does 2 points of damage to her. Butcher activates, advances, checks himself for kill box, which he's out of. He feats, and then does full throttle. The Marksman activates, advances, has line of sight to Sorscha, and fires. He hits and does 9 points of damage to her. Joe activates, advances, does For the Motherland to the rifle corps, giving boosted attack, fires at a black dragon, hits, and kills him. The Widowmakers activate, one of them aims, another one advances, another one advances, and the last one advances. The Widowmaker that aimed takes a shot at Sorscha, hits, and does no damage. Another Widowmaker attempts to fire at Sorscha, checking line of sight, and has no line of sight. Fires at black dragons, but 2 of them do. They all miss so far. And they all miss. The rifle corps activate, advance, one of them fires at Sorscha, misses. The next one fires, has line of sight thanks to rank attacks. And then they're double checking the range. And he's in range. So that one missed. Then another one attempts to fire. He misses. Another one fires. And misses. Another one fires. And misses. And the last one fires, and they're checking range. And he's in range. It hits. And this is his last shot. And this is die -5. And it kills her with 7 points of damage. And with the range assassination, it results in a P-Butcher victory.